This video is about 5 features that you may not have heard about on the DJI Action 5 that could prove very useful to you or convince you to get this camera for all your pocket camera filming and photography needs going into 2025. Let's get on with it. First, let's talk about D-Log color grading. Now that sounds super complicated, but actually DJI have made it pretty easy to get some color grading done while capturing the maximum amount of image quality and detail using your Action 5 and the Mimo app. Sounds good? Does to me. D-Log, or D-Log M10-bit as it shows on the screen here, is a flat color profile designed to preserve as much detail as possible in the shadows and highlights of your footage. It's designed to give you more flexibility in post-production, but without color grading, the footage kind of looks washed out and dull. Now here's an interesting little trick that DJI has built into the camera. On the left here is a color recovery toggle on and off. Switching color recovery to on will display the recording as if the DJI D-Log M LUT had been applied. Now this affects the display only. The recording is still that flat D-Log M image and you'll need to post-process it on your editing software as usual. But here's how to do that really easily, because that sounds complicated. You can use the Colory Recover feature on the Mimo app to bring back the colors in your D-Log M videos. And it looks pretty good. I think that's the quickest and easiest D-Log processing I've ever seen on a camera of this size and quality. If you've never considered color grading before, well, I don't think you're ever going to get a better chance than this to start experimenting. Next up, live photos on iPhones are awesome, aren't they? They get the amazing moment just before and after, making your still photo seem so much more alive. But guess what? You can totally make something like that with the Osmo Action 5 Pro. On the Mimo app, simply select a video that you've already captured, then at the bottom right, select Screenshots, then select Live Photos. Select the midpoint of your video of what will be your live photo. That will be the key photo of the live photo in your iPhone camera album, if you follow me. Then select the download button in the bottom right corner and the live photo will appear, just like any other live photo taken by your iPhone. And you can even create and share stickers from your live photos, just like the native photos on your iPhone too. And the advantage of doing this is that you can just go along and capture footage with your Action 5, perhaps even color graded like in tip number 1. And you'll get a very different looking iPhone live photo too. Worth bearing in mind if you want something different. Here's the third tip. The Action 5 Pro is part of the DJI Osmo audio system. What this means is that DJI mics like the Mic 2 and the Mic Mini here can link up to the Action 5 Pro for stable, high quality audio. And the best thing is that the transmitters on these mics, the Mic Mini and the Mic 2, support a direct connection without a receiver. So you'll get really good audio whilst increasing your gear carry by only a matter of grams for a really effective all-around workflow and boost to the overall quality of what you're creating. It's actually quite incredible. Check out the comparison between no mic, which is not bad, and the direct connection right here. Okay, here's recording with the Osmo Action 5 with just the mics being used internally. So this is what it sounds like with just the Osmo Action 5 mics being used. Let's try it with the DJI Mic Mini with the new Osmo audio system. Okay, and then this is now with the Bluetooth mic connection with the Osmo audio system on the Action 5. And I actually just remotely triggered the recording just by pressing the pair button here on the DJI Mic Mini, which is a really nice little feature that you can just trigger your recordings with. Another feature that can be a little bit difficult to find is the super slow motion at up to an incredible 960 frames per second, which is generated in camera from your existing footage. Here's how to capture that footage and generate the super slow motion. What you actually need to do is not record in the slow motion mode. I know, it sounds silly. Instead, select regular video mode and choose a frame rate of more than 100 frames per second. The Osmo Action 5 Pro uses powerful computing capabilities of that 4nm chip to analyze videos frame by frame and achieve a 4 times interpolated slow motion effect. It can even reach up to 32 times slow motion. So that's if you're shooting at 1080p, 240 frames per second to produce that video equivalent of 960 frames per second in post-production. Now you can generate the super slow motion in 2 different ways from that captured video. In camera, play back the clip and click the snail icon in the playback. Now wait for the super slow motion clip to be generated there. You can generate up to 6 super slow motion clips for each video, but your video will have to be long enough. The first 1.5 seconds and last 2 seconds of your video will not support generating super slow motion clips. So yeah, make them long enough. Now you can also do this by connecting the camera to the Mimo app, clicking on the super slow motion snail icon. That's tricky to say. And waiting for it to be generated here. And you can export the super slow motion clip via the app too. All right, tip number 5 is that you can set the Action 5 to auto record when you're in the water. Now this is all because it has a built-in depth pressure gauge. Now DJI notes that the water pressure gauge activates at a depth of 1 meter underwater, and it's only effective when the camera is submerged without a waterproof case. So bear that in mind. You'll have to get down below 1 meter and it won't work if you've got a waterproof case on it. But they also recommend that you use the waterproof case if you're going to be underwater for a significant amount of time. So the sweet spot is probably things like short snorkeling dips. That's what the function is designed for. And you'll have enough on your mind looking at all the pretty things. So it's great that the camera will just activate record and stop for you once you kind of enter below 1 meter and then up above 1 meter again. Now it does show you the depth on the left hand side of the display screen. I haven't used this function personally, and I'm probably not likely to, but it's pretty cool for those of you who will, but no further down than 60 feet, okay? That's the depth limit of the naked camera. If this video has delivered value for you, be sure to share it with other Osmo Action 5 users and check out this video next. It's about the Mic Mini and how it might just be the perfect budget mic, especially for the Osmo Action 5. I'll see you there.